I made $1.4 million last month with one of my e-commerce brands. Let's take an inside look at the numbers and exactly what I did. I'll hit a refresh here on Shopify for you, but the last 30 days, like last month, was just over 1.2 on Shopify. We'll walk through some of the numbers in a second. And then we also sell on Amazon and TikTok too, but TikTok's a very small piece. So anyways, that's how we get that number. We'll talk about the numbers in the breakdown, but just wanted to be transparent about that. It's pretty cool. Average order value on the website is $53 last month between our two subscription things because people can take our products monthly. This is a supplement brand. We build about $145,000 worth of subscriptions. We'll talk about that. Conversion rate on the website, 4%. Everything really, really nice across the board. And the returning customer rate, 26%, which is crazy. Now, it's important for me to say that the reason I make these videos is because back when I was like 16 and trying to figure out business, there wasn't a lot of people who would pull back the curtains and really show what's going on. I still don't think there's very many, but the few that did really helped me out. So I promised that I would try to make content like this, and we've been doing that for a while. So this brand, I'm gonna walk you through all this stuff. Here's the two big sales channels and whatnot, but this is not a drop shipping store. This is supplements, high quality products where we care about the ingredients. We do heavy third-party testing. The products are made in the US. So the two big sales channels on here are Shopify. I'll go through where we're actually getting the sales from for the website, and then Amazon. Okay, there's pros and cons to each of these platforms, but that's really the two big sales channels. Now, I figured it'll offer some insight if you haven't been following along to do a little recap on the last 90 days, just on the financials, because that's what everybody's curious about, and I'll kind of mention what we did throughout. In May, okay, 3 months ago, did 445,000 on this brand in total, okay, between TikTok, Amazon, Shopify. In June, 839. Whoa, big jump there. What happened? Well, Facebook ads really, just continuing to scale spend. That was really the only thing that occurred, like natural growth on everything, but it was Facebook, just continuing to scale. And then July, 1.4 million. Again, really the same reason, just continuing to push front end spend. So just on Shopify, the last 90 days is almost 2.2 million, which is super awesome. So continuing to push that growth. 3x the revenue again, launched a couple of new products, still 98% of the revenue is from one main product. And the big driver of that growth, like I said, was Meta spend, spending more money on Facebook and Instagram ads. Obviously, slowly increasing how much we spend on influencers. I'll share with you exactly how much we spent. Natural growth of the email list and stuff. So naturally we're making a little more money through emails and text message promotions where we give discounts and whatnot. But really like the big driver of that made these, just categorical jumps was Meta, just scaling that. It's the most scalable platform. Let me walk you through July so you can kind of paint the picture of what happened in the last 30 days. Do a recap. These are also nice because I get to look back on them. So this is partially for me. Subscriptions build, okay? People who opt to take our product monthly instead of one time. You get a slight discount if you take it monthly, and it's delivered automatically. So we build $146,500 of that. So out of that revenue on Shopify, 13% of it or so was from subscriptions, which is super cool because those are people that had signed up, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and it's been slowly stacking. And that as we start to scale, you'll see why I'm trying to push so hard on front end growth right now is because we're stacking more subscriptions. So Meta spend, how much I spent on Meta ads, by far the biggest marketing channel for us. I spent $544,000 this last month on that. My goal here, Meta is a very scalable platform. As long as my CAC, my CAC, the cost to acquire customer is not really going up. If I can do that at scale and keep our results pretty consistent, I could care less if I'm making a little profit or breaking even. Like as long as I'm breaking even or better, we turn a slight profit on Meta. My goal is to get the spend to 100K a day. We're working to get that up to 50 and then to 100. That's kind of the target for the year. Google spend was 41,000 in July, which is an increase of a significant amount because we only spent 10,000 the month before and then like 1,000 the month before. Google has been a very profitable channel for us and definitely has a lot of meat on the bones left to scale. So expect this number to probably crack 6 figures here in August. So continuing to increase that. And then influencers. We do spend money on YouTube promotions, Instagram promotions with people in our space, the fitness industry, both because we make money from it and it's really high quality customers because they know, like, and trust the person that is now doing the promotion. So it's really high quality, but we take all that content and that's one of the things that we run ads on Meta too. So it's really helpful for our content machine. Amazon did $194,000, kind of like I showed you on my phone there. Really the reason that this is not significantly more is we just have no inventory. We sold out 3 times throughout the month. We haven't had a single product in Prime, right, for 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping in 4 months. So the fact that we're doing that with like horrible, ops backend in terms of inventory is great. I think this number will exponentially increase as soon as we finish just some manufacturing growth. Because as we scaled so hard, we kind of broke the manufacturing arm. You know, even for a little bit, we got behind on orders and we've caught back up on that. And so just doing what we can to make sure that we have enough inventory. Amazon is one of those things that I want to get stocked up, but it hasn't been the priority. So this will be really nice to see grow. Hey, if you're getting value from what you hear so far, I would encourage you to check out one of the links down below and apply for my coaching program. My company and my team, we work with a lot of people and help them build e-commerce brands. We've been doing it for many years with many great success stories. But go ahead and click the link down below. You can answer a couple of questions and chat with us for free to see what it would look like to work with us. We do offer some pretty strong guarantees of if you haven't made XYZ amount, we'll keep working with you for free or buy back all your inventory. We do that because we don't work with everybody and we're really good at what we do. So if you want some more information about building your own e-commerce brand, click the link down below. Back to the video. Now, I'll mention one thing. I want to keep you guys in the loop on good, bad. Here's a current issue that I'm having in the business. We tracked this last month, $350,000 over. Attribution is the big word. Think of it as tracking if you don't know what that is. This is a common problem in e-commerce. Hey, Facebook is underreporting how many sales we're getting. I know it's making us 100 grand a month, but it's only saying we're making 70, right? That can go both ways and both have different problems. But basically, when you add up how much we made from email, Facebook, Google, all these platforms, it's like, wait a minute, we're $350,000 over for the month, like 35% more than what we actually made. It was tracked. And that's kind of a problem to know like what to scale because numbers might not be 100% accurate. But it becomes another problem when we have people that are getting paid based on individual platform revenue. You have email claiming a lot of stuff. You ever land on a website and there's a pop-up, it says, you want to save 10% on your first order? You might have been buying anyways. But if you came from an Instagram ad and you click that, enter your email, well now Instagram and email is taking credit for that. So if you have an ads team and an email team, they're both getting paid. It doesn't make sense, right? You have double attribution and maybe even triple. Looking ahead, this is what I want to break down for just so you can kind of understand where I'm at, like operating at scale on a business that's at a run rate of 17 million a year right now and rapidly increasing. Holding consistent on Meta. My goal this month and maybe into the next month is not really to scale it necessarily. If results start doing really well, I'll keep pushing spend. But it's a front end game, like I mentioned. My goal is to scale at break even or a slight profit while keeping our CAC, which if you don't know that term in the marketing world, again, just cost to acquire a customer, just keeping that stable. Like let's say you go to sell a company. They want to see that you're able to scale your spend to acquire new customers and that cost to acquire that customer doesn't really increase, right? So that's one thing. But in general, if I can keep it reasonably similar where I'm not losing money on the front end, I'll push that really hard because we're growing the email list. Some people go over to Amazon, so you can't perfectly track that. And then we're obviously getting people who opt for a monthly subscription. And then hopefully they stay a long time so we make money from that. Scaling Google spend. This will help our margin as well. So this will kind of stay. I expect our margin to cruise up. We might only have a slight increase this coming month in revenue, but I think our margin will teeter a lot higher because that new sales will be from higher margin platforms, if that makes sense. So Google, scaling influencers, it's actually a really hard manual thing. Just brought on another guy full-time to help with that. But again, that really helps feed all of our ads. Scaling Amazon, this is going to be from getting inventory. That'll really help the margin as well. New products and SKUs. Slowly rolling out new products, slowly rolling out new SKUs. Takes time to kind of get it in the works and test it and roll it out and build up the Amazon listing. That's like a good 3 to 6 month process to really get something crushing, but investing in that now so that we can have more stuff moving in Q4, Q1, etc. The subscriptions. Remember how I mentioned in July we billed $146,000? Really cool, right? Now you're like, oh man, you have like almost $2 million a year worth of subscriptions. Awesome, what a great base. Well, just because of our efforts throughout this last like 30 to 50 days, well now the subscriptions are already at $350,000 a month. Now obviously not all of the people stay. Some people might cancel before that, but we'll bill over 300,000. So you can see why I push hard on the front end for marketing. As long as I'm not losing money and you're able to support cash flow, then hey, So that's kind of the numbers game. Just depends on your goal with the business. I'm slowly prepping assets for Q4. It's another thing looking forward, starting to think ahead. What are the promotions we're going to run? Already thinking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Already thinking about Christmas and New Year's and the funnels we're going to need, the offers, the landing pages, the content. So we can slowly start banking away some assets so that we're good. We always prepare very far in advance. Expanding the team, especially for this brand specifically, it's grown very rapidly. I did just hire one additional full-time, high-quality guy who's going to be like a right-hand man, can help with a lot of stuff with systems. There's a lot of stuff we need to work on. One of those systems is scaling our support. Like we don't have an issue with it, but I would love for customers to be able to have a live chat feature, which is one thing we're going to work on, where they can get connected to an agent, like a real agent within 30 seconds, 2 minutes max is kind of my cutoff. Because not only does that help with support and customer experience, that'll minimize returns and chargebacks potentially, complaints, comments on social media. If someone's having a random issue and hasn't gotten a reply in 9 hours, some people will go comment. It'll also help with sales. That for sure is a sales arm. It'll pay for itself. So there's things like that that are important, but not urgent. And there's a long list of like 100 things in here since we've grown so fast that need to be done. A lot of them are important, but not all of them are urgent. So it's all about solving the urgent things first and just keeping things moving forward. So that's kind of what's been going on here with this brand. And again, I wanted to mention this. I even wrote this down exactly because like this video does mean a lot to me, like being on the other side. And I've made content for a long time, but the content stemmed from like when I started making actual money at 17 with e-com and started doing that for a while and then started making videos. Like I make this type of content. I always said I would because this is the content that I was searching for and I couldn't find, period. It didn't exist. So I hope it gives you some sort of value, some sort of insight. If you have any questions, I'm an open book. Leave it down below. And for those interested in our coaching program and stuff that we do, you can find that linked down below. So if you need help, any more in-depth stuff, you want to work with us, myself, my team and employees, for many months on end, you can find access to book a call and just chat with us about what that would look like. So hope you enjoy your day. Hope this video helped you in some way. And let me know if you want me to keep doing monthly updates on this brand as it keeps growing. Cheers.